dome that covers all the valving, but it's located right in there, protected from debris or you know.
And where would that vent to?
It would vent to the atmosphere.
And in any case, if it's vented, what would be the reason why it would vent?
The only reason it could possibly vent is due to an overfilling of the tank. Propane expands and contracts with temperature change, so that would be the only reason if the tank is overfilled. But we've got fixed liquid level gauge, which basically has a dip tube that goes down into the tank, which we open when we're there, that lets us know when the tank is full. Plus it does have a visual gauge on the tank. So we have two means of checking the level.
Thank you. Any other comments, board members? Do we have a motion for this application to approve it? Do I have a motion?
For the compliance, make a motion that we approve the site plan.
There's a motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor?
Before you vote, let me just go through what the conditions I think should be. First, you can need a letter from Telly certifying that the change showing the concrete pad is covering the entire tank area has been made to the plan. There's a requirement, and will be the second condition, that the project be started within 1 year of the date of your action tonight, and if that year expires, the applicant would have to get an extension from the board. The applicant needs to declare an anticipated completion date, which is the date by which the site work will be completed.
Year.
May 18, 2011. There's a requirement that the applicant file a performance standards affidavit prior to work on the site. Actually, prior to the commencement of the use of the tank as proposed.
That when you change it, should indicate the overhaul.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll need a sign-off letter to show that that's from So those conditions should come.
Anything coming out of the ground will be protected, correct?
Yes.
Okay, there's been a motion, there's been a second. Are we ready, Michael?
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Next on the agenda, Kelly Jean's Restaurant.
I think you're going to make a mistake. I think it's going to be a mistake. Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, what's the deal? I was sitting up front, I can't hear. Right. You can't just turn up, I can't hear it.
review this?
No, we just received the
That's
plan.
all supposed to be open.
Closer for the noise.
Sorry. You got your camera running? That's it, buddy. That's it.
Jerry, the only things that we changed, since our last meeting, was the budget.
Some people might think so.
Normally, neither one of us would disrespect. No, I knew I was going to be there. And this was
Kelly Jean's Restaurant, 146 North Church Street. Central CS District?
Correct.
And an ADD District?
Correct. At the last meeting, we presented a letter to the board, it's dated April 6th. It basically complied with, non-compliant building, and also site plan requirements. And I think at the end of the meeting, it's concluded by this board that we were not, and that's again, we looked at thresholds such as parking, water usage, sewer usage, trip generation, I think that's and concluded at that meeting that we would not be exceeding the uses that were in building in March 9th, 1998. So what we moved on to, and then we also looked at other similar applications, applications before this board over the years that are similar in nature that also didn't process into I was involved in particularly myself.
Speak up so everyone here can hear it as well. This is not, folks, this is not a public hearing. I want everyone to hear what is going on so they know what we're dealing with.
At the previous meeting, the two issues that we addressed were the building, like most buildings, probably every building in the CS district, which is really our central business district in the village of Goshen, are all non-compliant buildings, or non-conforming buildings, but they're all protected under pre-existing non-conforming buildings. Most of the buildings are zero lot line. They don't conform to the code, oddly enough, but that's the code. We reviewed the protection of the existing building under the non-conforming provision of the code. It was determined by the board that we're not, basically there's some criteria or thresholds, we're not crossing any of them, they're not increasing the footprint of the building. All they're doing is going to do renovations in the interior and to the elevations in the building. So that sort of went away. The other issue was site plan, and it was determined that no thresholds were crossed that would require site plan application or site plan review as well. There were several concerns of the board. There was also a letter from the chief of police that we were requested to address, and since the last planning board meeting, we prepared a response letter to the chief's review memo, and we actually met chairman, one of the board members, engineer, building inspector, and myself, and the applicants went through my letter, which was dated April 29th, and basically went through point by point the items that were identified in the chief's letter. And at the conclusion of that meeting, the applicant was required to do two things. One was I had to schedule another meeting with the chief of police to review our revised plans and that document.